Hello, I am Darcy Harrison. Welcome to the Vocal Cosmetologist. I am sitting inside Emerson Salon right now, which is the salon that I co-own. We have been running the space since 2014 when my business partner and I took over, Lancer Fournier McMahon, and I formed Be Please LLC in 2014 so that we could run Emerson Salon at 909 East Pike Street in Seattle. And we recently celebrated our 6th anniversary of signing our lease and doing all the things to take over the business and transfer it over and get the website and social media and negotiation with the lawyer and get the loan and all of the things that we have done. I just wanted to give a shout out to my business partner, Lancer, that he sent me this really amazing gift. It is a custom power bank, and it says DHD for Darcy Hair Design, and it says the Vocal Cosmetologist, which is basically what I call myself and what I sort of is my mantra as someone who does hair in Washington State, that I am very vocal and I speak my mind and I'm outspoken, and it's very important to use your voice when it comes to dealing with government agencies, as well as any kind of limitations on small business and any efforts to limit booth rental, which is what I do. I run my own chair as well as lease chairs to other stylists. So that is the shout out for today. If you want to see future videos, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to notifications so that you see my next video. The topic I'm going to talk about today is very controversial, is in the current events and in the news, and has a lot of layers to it. So I'm sure everyone has heard about the latest Broo-HaHa that Nancy Pelosi got her hair blown out or done in California when they were not permitted to do hair services indoors. At the time, they had only been permitting outdoor services, which to me seems kind of kooky. But was supposedly supposed to protect people, when really we are experts at sanitation and disinfection and mitigating risk for viruses and germs, and have elevated our protocol to make sure that we are being as careful as possible. Every state has its own guidelines, but I'm doing above and beyond requirements myself, and I know lots of other professionals are doing the same. I cannot speak for those people that are not following the guidelines or not listening to the CDC or mask requirements or capacity limits or disinfection protocols. I can just speak to what I do, which is to do everything that I am required to do. So, in regards to this Nancy Pelosi thing, so the first thing that came out was this salon owner said, "It's a slap in the face, Nancy Pelosi. I have video of her in my salon with no permission to get her hair done by this booth renter stylist who has not been paying rent and doesn't have access to the salon, yada, 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 and how dare she, et cetera, et cetera." And then it comes out in the last couple of days that the stylist has retained a lawyer, and the lawyer is sending out a letter to the press saying that basically they had gotten, I don't even know if it was a woman stylist, this stylist that did Nancy Pelosi's hair had asked permission from the salon owner, and the salon owner had said yes. So Nancy Pelosi had come out and said that she had been set up for a trap, and that this was to make her and other Democrats look bad before the election and all this stuff, or whatever it was that she said. I don't want to misrepresent what Pelosi said, but that's the gist of what I got from what she said. And I just have to say that this is not a political issue. You might have your preferences for one political line or another, but I am going to just speak as a person who is behind science and behind trying to protect people from COVID-19. That was the mail coming in, if you heard that. And I generally think that every single individual in this situation should be ashamed of themselves. From the salon owner who said that she didn't know about it and got the video and went straight on Fox News and made a big deal about it, which, you know, technically, if her story is or was true, She didn't find out until after, but now there's evidence coming to light that she knew about it and gave approval for it when she knew full well that that was not okay and that was against mandates. And the stylist shouldn't have even asked for permission, that they should have not even entertained the appointment for Pelosi and her team. And I have a hard time believing that Pelosi and her team did not know that California was not permitting indoor hair services at the time. It was everywhere, every single county, tons of press. I don't care how busy you are. If you don't know what's going on in your own state with the businesses that in your constituents, that's still on her. And I am usually a big Pelosi fan, but not on this one. I'm not a fan. I think that she is shirking the blame. I think every other individual is shirking the blame, and what they should be doing is standing up and saying, I should have controlled myself and said no. I should have, not taken this as an opportunity to do A, B, C, or D. And Pelosi should be like, hey, I should have known better, and I'm sorry, and I wish she would apologize for it, because she did go against the guidelines. And it is the professional's job to inform clients, because, clients, they try to get us to do things that aren't technically part of what we do. Sending color kits home, that shouldn't really be part of what we do. We should be supervising the mixing and the color and the formula and everything. There's so many things around professionalism and integrity in our industry that has been jeopardized due to the issues with the guidelines, as well as people not following the guidelines. Just all around, just icky. And I think, from the salon owner to the stylist to Pelosi's team, I think they're all horrible at the moment on that particular situation. And what I want to kind of speak to is, you can have political leanings, but you can say, in this instance, that's not okay. That doesn't mean that you abandon your belief in them forever. Human beings are human beings. They make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. And it's the humility that you need to have as a human being, one, and two, if you're in the cosmetology industry, you have to have humility when you're working with people. It's their hair. They wear it every day. And if they're giving you a critique on the work that you did and it's not working for them, it's not going to work out if you get really defensive or snobby or pretentious or mean. You have the choice to work with whatever client that you want to or don't want to. We can opt to say, hey, listen, I don't think I'm the right fit for you. I'm trying to do my best to make you happy, and I just don't feel successful at it, or whatever wording that you use. But in relation to this whole context with the Pelosi Broo-HaHa, I think this is an opportunistic moment, a very special moment in time, and there's a lot of tension in the world, and we shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be trying to band together to be as safe as possible and look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, what am I doing to help protect others? What am I doing to protect myself? And, we can only control this. And I think Pelosi, you have to admit, not a good look. Not a good look at all. Do I think it's going to be something that's going to dramatically impact her career, the election? No, I don't. I think this is a distraction. I think this is, there's a lot more important things in the world to be worrying about than whether she got her hair done. I would be more concerned about the fact that, she wasn't wearing a mask. I'm concerned about protecting people. I'm concerned about the aerosolizing of the respiratory droplets. And if we believe in science, we follow what science tells us to do to protect ourselves. And a mask is the best way to do that. And that's not political. That's based on facts that we've seen through study and test over and over and over throughout the last 8 months. We have enough data at this point to say masks work. So sometimes the guidelines that the government gives out don't make sense. I have to agree that there are times I'm just like, what the hell? They decided that they, in Washington State, that we don't have to change out the cape. What? Okay, I'm still doing it. They also said I don't have to change out my smock between every single client. I got the nurses' scrub jackets. I'm going to continue to wear them. So again, I can only control me. If they tell me to be less strict and I don't agree with it, I'm going to be as strict as I want to be. That's my business, and I decide how I operate within those guidelines. Now, if I decide to be more strict, that's my choice. But if they decide, hey, you can do less stuff that's not as safe, and it doesn't make sense to you, don't stop doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. I know that I have to get another test. I'm trying to go every single month, but I recently tested negative for COVID after 6 weeks of doing clients and doing all of the careful protocol and only going to the grocery store or having food at a restaurant outside or getting food delivered. So there we go. That's my expression for the day as vocal cosmetologist. If you would like to find out more information about all this, it's all over the news. Just Google it. I'm not even going to bother putting it in the links below. I think everyone is going to be exhausted on this particular topic within a day or two. And we're going to move on to more important things like supporting Black Lives Matter and Black Trans Lives Matter, and working to make sure that people that are getting evicted are getting supported, because that's going to be happening. And unemployment is not going to be working out for people at this point. So there are bigger problems in the world, and we need to move on. I think those people need to take personal accountability for themselves and their dumpster fire of behavior. And we need to focus on all being better to ourselves and to each other. We do not progress through divisiveness. We progress through accepting each other's differences and learning how to compromise and work together. We are not going to have a bunch of things that we're going to align on coming up to this election, but what we have to do is find that common ground. So let's try and keep it positive, but always, always, always give yourself the voice to express yourself. That's what I'm doing with this channel. I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to do it with love and tact and respect for other people's perspectives. I'm working on that as well. I'm not perfect at it. So if you liked this episode, you would like to get more episodes, please make sure that you hit the like button, make sure that you hit subscribe, make sure you get the notifications. I've not monetized this channel, so don't feel like I'm going to be making some sort of huge shift to making money off of these videos. This is my outlet, and no one can tell me what I can or can't say on it. So if you care about that and hearing that, continue on with me. But thanks for listening and tuning in, I guess is the right way to say it, today. And if you like these videos, make sure you tell your friends. And hot topics are hot topics. Sometimes we got to get into it. So thank you so much, and have a good day from the Vocal Cosmetologist. Thanks.